To see someone's true character, notice only 5 things, and you will unveil the essence of their authenticity and values. These 5 observations bypass superficial appearances and scripted words, delving into actions that speak louder than proclamations. True character reveals itself in the way someone treats those with less power, handles moments of vulnerability, respects their commitments, embraces their flaws, and reacts under pressure. To truly understand someone's character, one must observe closely, not just casually, but with discerning eyes that see beyond appearances and spoken words. In a world dominated by surface-level impressions and carefully crafted personas, it is easy to be misled by charm or rhetoric. However, the essence of who a person truly is does not reside in what they say or how they present themselves, but in the subtle, consistent actions they display when no one is watching. True character emerges in everyday choices. It is most evident in how we treat those who offer no tangible benefits. It is found in moments of kindness that are extended without expectation, in words spoken with sincerity, and in actions that align with deeply held values. These small, often unnoticed behaviors serve as windows into a person's heart, showcasing whether their values are authentic or merely for show. It is through this lens of observation, free from the distractions of outward appearances, that we can see the truth. For it is not in grand gestures or eloquent speeches, but in the quiet, unremarkable moments of life that the core of a person's character is unmasked. Only by paying attention to these subtleties can we grasp the depth of their integrity and humanity. The clearest indication of a person's true character lies in how they treat those with less power. These interactions often occur in moments that seem insignificant, encounters with service workers, strangers, or individuals who seemingly hold no influence over their lives. It is here, when there is nothing to gain or lose, that the essence of a person's compassion, empathy, and respect is revealed. In society, it is relatively easy to show kindness to equals or to those who can serve our interests. Interactions with peers, superiors, or individuals of influence are often driven by mutual benefits, social conventions, or personal ambition. However, the way a person behaves towards someone who has no power, who cannot offer anything in return, strips away the pretense and exposes their core values. True compassion is not calculated or conditional. It manifests in the quiet, unnoticed moments of daily life. The hidden truths in small interactions. Consider the interactions we often overlook. A brief conversation with a cashier, the way someone speaks to a waiter, or their reaction to a janitor quietly performing their duties in the background. These moments are not bound by societal expectations of reciprocity or reward. A simple thank you or acknowledgement of effort can go a long way in affirming the dignity of the other person. Conversely, impatience, indifference, or rudeness speaks volumes about one's lack of empathy and respect. The asymmetry of power in these interactions often brings latent attitudes to the surface. Those who use such moments to assert dominance or superiority are revealing more than just a lack of empathy. They are demonstrating a fundamental insecurity. For them, belittling others becomes a way to mask their own fears of inadequacy. However, those who approach these moments with humility and respect show a maturity that transcends social hierarchies. This dynamic is particularly evident in workplaces where power imbalances are common. A manager who treats their team members with fairness and encouragement exemplifies leadership rooted in respect. By contrast, a manager who belittles or micromanages subordinates betrays their inability to lead effectively. The way power is wielded, even in the smallest interactions, reflects the depth or shallowness of a person's character. Imagine someone who routinely tips generously at restaurants but ignores or dismisses street vendors. Their kindness is transactional, driven by context rather than principle. In contrast, someone who treats all individuals with the same respect, regardless of circumstance, embodies authentic empathy. The way individuals treat those with less power also reflects broader societal values. Societies that emphasize compassion and equality tend to foster stronger communities, where mutual respect is a guiding principle. Conversely, cultures that tolerate or reward arrogance and mistreatment of the powerless perpetuate cycles of inequality and division. For example, consider societies that celebrate leaders who engage directly with ordinary citizens, treating them as equals. These leaders inspire trust and unity, demonstrating that respect is not dependent on position or status. On the other hand, those who use their platforms to demean or exploit others create environments of fear and resentment. Every small act of kindness reverberates far beyond its initial moment, inspiring those who witness or receive it to act with similar generosity. This cascading effect strengthens bonds across communities, proving that respect and compassion are transformative forces. The first and most telling indication of a person's character lies in how they treat those with less power. These interactions, often unnoticed and unremarkable, reveal the depth of their empathy and the authenticity of their kindness. In a world that often prioritizes power and status, it is these quiet moments that distinguish those who value humanity from those who merely seek to elevate themselves. A person's ability to treat others with respect, regardless of their power or position, is a testament to their understanding of equality and interconnectedness. True strength lies not in asserting dominance, but in uplifting others, creating a world where kindness is not conditional, but universal. In these quiet interactions, the essence of a compassionate heart is exposed, leaving an indelible mark on those who encounter it. When observing the true character of another, one of the clearest and most reliable indicators lies in how they treat those with less power. These individuals often occupy roles in society where they are perceived as holding little authority or influence, positions that may neither directly benefit nor harm those who interact with them. Unlike relationships with peers or superiors, interactions with the less powerful lack external incentives. There are no rewards to gain, no penalties to avoid, and no prestige to build. As a result, these moments provide a candid and often unfiltered glimpse into a person's authentic self. A person's behavior toward those they have no obligation to impress becomes a mirror of their inner values and emotional core. In the absence of expectations, true motives surface. Are their actions driven by compassion and respect, or do they stem from selfishness and disregard? When a person shows consistent kindness and consideration in these interactions, it reveals a genuine commitment to valuing others, regardless of their societal status. Conversely, when they act dismissively or harshly, it underscores a transactional approach to relationships, where value is determined solely by utility. Additionally, these interactions often highlight the sincerity of a person's kindness. Genuine kindness is consistent and unwavering, regardless of the audience or context. It is not motivated by external rewards, recognition, or approval, but comes from an internalized belief in treating others with dignity. People with this form of authenticity act with kindness, not because they must, but because they believe it is the right thing to do. They see no distinction between treating a CEO and a janitor with respect. Both are human beings deserving of acknowledgement and decency. In contrast, there are those who use kindness as a strategic tool, wielding it only when it serves their interests. Such individuals may be polite and accommodating toward those in positions of power or influence, yet dismissive or rude toward individuals they perceive as powerless. This disparity in behavior reveals a manipulative and self-serving nature. These people view relationships as transactional, where kindness is merely a currency to achieve personal goals. Their treatment of the less powerful becomes a stark contrast to their carefully curated public personas. It is also worth noting how people behave when no one is watching. Public kindness can sometimes be performative, aimed at gaining admiration or approval from others. However, the truest test of character is found in private interactions, where there is no audience to impress. Does a person take the time to thank a server when dining alone? Do they assist a stranger struggling with their groceries in a parking lot without expecting recognition? These unseen moments are often the most revealing. Moreover, these interactions have a ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate moment. A kind word, a small gesture, or a respectful acknowledgement can brighten someone's day and leave a lasting impression. It reminds the less powerful that they are seen, valued, and respected. This positive ripple effect is a testament to the impact of small actions and highlights how treating others well can contribute to a more compassionate and connected society. On the other hand, when someone consistently disregards or mistreats those with less power, they inadvertently perpetuate cycles of inequality and dehumanization. Their actions send a message that respect and kindness are conditional, reserved only for those who meet certain criteria. This approach not only harms those on the receiving end, but also diminishes the character of the person who acts this way. It reflects a worldview rooted in hierarchy and self-interest, one that fails to recognize the interconnectedness of all people. Finally, observing someone's interactions with the less powerful is a valuable tool for assessing their potential as a leader, partner, or friend. Those who demonstrate respect, empathy, and kindness in these moments are likely to carry these qualities into all aspects of their lives. They are the individuals who inspire trust, build meaningful relationships, and contribute positively to their communities. In conclusion, how a person interacts with those who hold less power offers profound insights into their character. These interactions strip away the masks of pretense and reveal the core of who they truly are. It is in these moments, unnoticed by most, that authentic kindness, humility, and respect emerge. And it is through these quiet acts of decency that the foundations of a compassionate and equitable world are built. Consider the seemingly ordinary moments when we encounter individuals performing jobs that are often overlooked. Cleaners, waitstaff, cashiers, delivery drivers, and countless others who ensure the smooth functioning of our daily lives. These roles, while essential, are frequently undervalued by society. They are not accompanied by prestigious titles or high salaries, yet they require effort, diligence, and patience. In such interactions, do we extend the same respect and acknowledgement to these individuals as we would to someone in a higher position? Or do we overlook their humanity, focusing only on the tasks they perform? A person who truly values human dignity understands that respect is not a currency exchanged for influence or benefit. It is an inherent right that every individual deserves, regardless of their role or title. Such individuals recognize that kindness is not about gaining something in return, but is a reflection of their own spirit and character. Observing someone in these small, everyday interactions can reveal the essence of their soul. These mundane exchanges, far from insignificant, serve as unfiltered windows into a person's true nature. It is often said that character is revealed not in grand gestures, but in the small, everyday choices we make. How someone treats a cleaner wiping down their desk, a waiter delivering their meal, or a cashier scanning their groceries is a testament to their true disposition. Are they patient, understanding, and respectful? Or are they impatient, dismissive, or even rude? These moments, unadorned by the pretense of social expectation, are where the soul's disposition is laid bare. For instance, consider a scenario where a waiter makes a mistake, delivering the wrong dish to a customer. How does the customer react? A compassionate individual might smile and calmly point out the error, understanding that mistakes happen. In contrast, someone lacking empathy may lash out or speak condescendingly, using the opportunity to assert dominance. These differing reactions reveal not only how someone views others, but also how they navigate their own emotions and insecurities. When we treat others with respect and kindness, especially those in undervalued roles, we create a ripple effect. A simple thank you or a warm smile can brighten someone's day, reminding them of their inherent worth. Such gestures may seem insignificant, but for individuals who are often overlooked or undervalued, they carry profound meaning. They reaffirm that their work matters and that they as individuals are seen and appreciated. Understanding the value of every individual requires a shift in perspective. Those who genuinely respect others see beyond societal roles and hierarchies. They understand that a person's worth is not tied to their job, but to their humanity. Such individuals approach interactions with humility, knowing that life circumstances are often unpredictable. Today's cleaner could be tomorrow's innovator, and the customer who scoffs at a cashier may one day find themselves in a similar position. This broader perspective fosters a sense of interconnectedness. It reminds us that society functions as a collective, with each role contributing to the whole. Recognizing this interdependence allows for greater empathy and a deeper appreciation for the contributions of others, regardless of their perceived status. True integrity lies in how we behave when there is no expectation of recognition or reward. How someone treats a cashier or janitor when no one is watching is a more accurate measure of their character than their behavior in front of a crowd. Integrity is not performative. It is consistent and deeply rooted in one's values. These seemingly small interactions serve as profound indicators of who we are. They reveal whether our kindness is genuine or performative, whether our respect is conditional or universal. When we treat everyone, regardless of their role, with dignity and appreciation, we not only uplift others, but also reflect the best parts of ourselves. These moments, though fleeting, leave lasting impressions, shaping the way we are remembered and the legacy we leave behind. The humility or arrogance with which one treats people of varying power levels reveals a profound truth about their character. Humble individuals naturally approach all people with equal regard, recognizing that a title or social status does not define a person's worth. This humility reflects a deep-seated belief in equality, an understanding that every individual, regardless of their role in society, deserves respect and dignity. Such a mindset transcends societal hierarchies, creating connections rooted in shared humanity rather than perceived superiority. In stark contrast, those who display arrogance or condescension toward individuals they deem below them often expose their insecurities. These attitudes are not born out of genuine confidence, but rather a fragile need to assert dominance, to feel superior in comparison. While arrogance might project strength on the surface, it frequently masks fears of inadequacy and a lack of self-assurance. True strength of character, however, lies in one's ability to uplift and respect others without resorting to comparison or belittlement. Humility is a powerful yet often misunderstood trait. It does not mean undervaluing oneself or allowing others to take advantage. Rather, it is the recognition that no individual is inherently better or worse than another. Humble people carry a quiet confidence, grounded in the understanding that their worth is not diminished by acknowledging the value in others. They do not feel threatened by another's success or status because their sense of self-worth is internally rooted. This humility becomes evident in how they treat those in less privileged positions. A humble person will engage with a janitor, a receptionist, or a driver with the same level of respect and kindness as they would a CEO. They view every interaction as an opportunity to affirm shared humanity, demonstrating that true greatness lies in treating all people with dignity. Humility fosters genuine relationships built on mutual respect and trust. When people feel valued for who they are rather than what they can offer, they are more likely to engage openly and authentically. This dynamic extends to both personal and professional interactions. A humble friend or partner listens without judgment, offers support without expectation, and acknowledges their own flaws without defensiveness. In a workplace setting, humility creates an inclusive environment where all voices are heard and appreciated. Moreover, humility has a ripple effect. When one person consistently acts with humility, it inspires others to do the same. This creates a culture of respect and cooperation, whether within a family, a team, or a broader community. The absence of hierarchy in these relationships allows for deeper understanding and collaboration, strengthening the bonds that connect us. For example, an arrogant executive might intimidate their team into compliance, achieving short-term results, but at the cost of long-term morale and loyalty. This approach, while seemingly effective, undermines the collaborative spirit necessary for sustained success. Conversely, a humble leader inspires dedication and creativity by fostering an environment where everyone feels valued. While arrogance might appear powerful, true strength lies in humility. A humble individual does not seek validation through dominance or comparison. Instead, they find fulfillment in uplifting others. They understand that lifting someone else up does not diminish their own achievements, but rather enhances the collective success of the group. This principle is evident in great leaders who view their positions as opportunities to serve rather than to control. They recognize that their role is to empower others, enabling them to reach their full potential. By doing so, they create a legacy of trust, collaboration, and shared success that far outlasts the fleeting satisfaction of asserting superiority. Humility also plays a crucial role in personal growth. It requires self-awareness, the ability to acknowledge one's limitations and embrace feedback without defensiveness. A humble person is willing to admit when they are wrong and seeks to learn from their mistakes. This openness to growth fosters resilience and adaptability, traits essential for navigating life's challenges. In contrast, arrogance hinders growth by creating a barrier to self-reflection. Those who refuse to acknowledge their flaws or accept constructive criticism remain stagnant, unable to learn or evolve. Their need to maintain an image of perfection prevents them from addressing the very issues that hold them back. True strength of character lies in humility, in the ability to treat all people with equal respect, regardless of their power or position. It is through this lens of humility that we can uplift others, nurture authentic relationships, and leave a legacy of compassion and integrity. Power and authority are not confined to leadership roles or official positions. They often emerge in everyday situations where individuals hold temporary or situational advantages over others. A customer in a store, a passenger in a taxi, or even someone at the front of a line may find themselves in a position of relative authority. Unfortunately, this fleeting power can tempt some to assert dominance, behaving as though their advantage grants them the right to treat others with less respect or regard. However, a person of true character understands that such advantages come with a responsibility, not a license to demean, but an opportunity to demonstrate empathy and fairness. Everyday life is full of moments where power dynamics subtly come into play. These instances often go unnoticed, yet they offer significant insights into a person's values and character. Consider a customer in a restaurant who feels entitled to demand flawless service from waitstaff, or a passenger in a taxi who assumes they can speak rudely to the driver because they are paying for the service. In such moments, the way people wield their situational authority reveals much about their sense of justice and empathy. Some individuals may succumb to the allure of superiority, using their temporary power to belittle or dismiss others. They view service providers or subordinates as mere tools to fulfill their needs, rather than as equals deserving of respect. This behavior is not just a reflection of arrogance, but also an indication of insecurity, a need to assert dominance to mask internal doubts about their own worth. The misuse of situational authority undermines the principle of equality. When individuals use their temporary advantages to demean others, They perpetuate a culture where respect is conditional upon status. This behavior reinforces harmful hierarchies, creating divisions based on roles rather than shared humanity. It erodes the foundation of trust and mutual respect necessary for a cohesive society. For instance, a passenger who berates a taxi driver for taking a perceived wrong turn may feel justified in their frustration. However, this outburst not only disrespects the driver's efforts, but also ignores the shared challenges of navigating complex routes and traffic. Such moments of conflict often stem from a lack of empathy, the inability to see the humanity in another person and understand their perspective. Take the example of a manager addressing an error made by an employee. An empathetic leader will approach the situation constructively, focusing on growth and solutions rather than blame or humiliation. They understand that their role as a leader is not to assert superiority, but to guide and support. Similarly, a customer who responds to a delay in service with patience and kindness demonstrates a maturity that transcends the fleeting frustrations of the moment. A person of true character views power as a responsibility rather than a privilege. They are aware that holding an advantage, whether through position, wealth, or circumstance, requires them to act with integrity. This perspective fosters a sense of accountability, ensuring that their actions uplift rather than diminish others. For example, a wealthy individual who tips generously not out of obligation but as an acknowledgement of service recognizes the importance of equality. Their actions reflect a belief that all labor deserves respect and fair compensation. Similarly, a teacher who patiently addresses a struggling student's questions embodies the principle that authority should be used to nurture and empower, not to assert dominance. At the heart of treating others with respect lies the recognition of shared humanity. A person of true character understands that power dynamics are often circumstantial and fleeting. Today's customer may be tomorrow's cashier. Today's leader may find themselves seeking guidance from others in the future. This awareness fosters humility, reminding us that roles and statuses are not fixed but fluid. In everyday interactions, how individuals wield power reflects their true character. Those who misuse their advantages to demean or dominate reveal a shallow understanding of respect and equality. In contrast, those who approach power as a responsibility demonstrate maturity, empathy, and integrity. And they recognize that temporary authority is an opportunity to uplift others and affirm their shared humanity. Power and authority are tests of character. They reveal whether a person values hierarchy or equality, dominance or empathy. By choosing to treat others with fairness and understanding, even in moments of advantage, individuals contribute to a culture of respect and unity. In doing so, they embody the principles of equality and compassion, leaving a lasting impact on those around them. The principle of treating others with dignity and respect extends most profoundly to interactions with those who are more vulnerable. Children, animals, or the elderly. In these moments, the truest parts of a person's heart are revealed. These groups, often lacking influence or power in the conventional sense, rely on the kindness and care of others. How individuals treat them speaks volumes about their character, for here there is no expectation of reciprocity or material gain. It is in these interactions that authentic kindness shines, or conversely, where a lack of compassion becomes painfully evident. Children are among the most vulnerable members of society. They depend on the adults around them for protection, guidance, and support. Their innocence and trust make them particularly susceptible to mistreatment, whether through neglect, impatience, or exploitation. A person who approaches children with patience and respect demonstrates an understanding of their responsibility as a caregiver or mentor. For instance, consider a teacher who takes the time to explain a concept to a struggling student, encouraging their growth rather than dismissing their efforts. This patience not only nurtures the child's learning, but also builds their confidence and sense of worth. Conversely, an adult who berates or belittles a child for making a mistake reflects a lack of empathy, prioritizing their frustration over the child's emotional well-being. Animals, too, rely on the kindness and care of humans. They cannot advocate for themselves or express their needs in the same way people can, making them particularly vulnerable to mistreatment. How someone treats animals is often a direct reflection of their capacity for empathy and compassion. A person who ensures their pets are well-fed, cared for, and loved demonstrates a respect for life that extends beyond human relationships. Similarly, those who go out of their way to protect stray animals, support wildlife conservation, or simply refrain from causing harm reveal a deep sense of responsibility toward all living beings. On the other hand, cruelty toward animals, whether through neglect or deliberate harm, reveals a lack of empathy and an inability to recognize the intrinsic value of life. Such behavior often stems from a desire to assert dominance or a disconnection from the shared experience of existence. Treating animals with kindness, even when there is no tangible benefit, is a hallmark of a compassionate heart. Imagine an older person struggling to carry groceries or navigate a busy street. A person of genuine kindness would offer assistance without hesitation, recognizing the shared humanity that binds us all. Conversely, ignoring or dismissing the elderly as burdensome reflects a troubling disregard for their dignity and contributions. Kindness toward the elderly also involves valuing their voices and experiences. Listening to their stories, seeking their advice, and showing gratitude for their presence not only uplifts them, but enriches our own understanding of life. Those who respect and care for the elderly embody a sense of responsibility to honor the past while nurturing the present. Vulnerability is not a weakness, but an invitation to compassion. Whether in children, animals, or the elderly, vulnerability calls upon the best parts of human nature, our ability to nurture, protect, and uplift those who cannot stand alone. A person who responds to vulnerability with care demonstrates a profound understanding of their role in creating a kinder world. This principle goes beyond individual actions. It extends to how societies treat their most vulnerable members. Communities that prioritize education, healthcare, and social support for these groups reflect collective compassion and empathy. Conversely, societies that neglect or exploit the vulnerable often reveal a troubling misalignment of values. While some see vulnerability as an opportunity for exploitation, those with true integrity view it as a responsibility to protect. Exploitation of the vulnerable, whether through neglecting a child's needs, mistreating animals, or disrespecting the elderly, reveals a failure to recognize the interconnectedness of all life. Such actions stem from self-centeredness, prioritizing personal gain over the well-being of others. In contrast, those who protect and honor the vulnerable demonstrate strength of character. They recognize that helping those who cannot repay them is a mark of true generosity. By uplifting the vulnerable, they contribute to a cycle of kindness that strengthens the bonds of humanity. For example, a parent teaching their child to respect animals, or an adult encouraging younger family members to spend time with elderly relatives instills these values in the next generation. These lessons in compassion and kindness become part of a larger legacy, ensuring that the vulnerable continue to be protected and honored. The way individuals treat the vulnerable, children, animals, and the elderly, reveals the essence of their character. These interactions are not just acts of kindness. They are reflections of a deeper understanding of life's interconnectedness. By showing compassion and respect to those who depend on us, we affirm the value of every life and our shared humanity. For example, a person stopping to assist an elderly stranger across a busy street or a child feeding a stray animal demonstrates the essence of true character. These acts, however small, reflect our shared humanity. True greatness lies in our ability to honor and protect the gentleness of life. creating a world where compassion is not the exception, but the rule. How someone treats those with less power often reflects their understanding of interconnectedness, the awareness that all individuals are part of a shared human experience. Life's hierarchies, far from being permanent or absolute, are fluid and circumstantial. The positions we hold today may change tomorrow due to unforeseen circumstances. Recognizing this truth fosters humility and a deep respect for others, regardless of their current roles or status. Conversely, mistreating someone based on their position reveals not only a failure to grasp life's dynamic nature, but also an inflated sense of ego that seeks to separate and elevate itself above others. The idea that life's hierarchy is not fixed is a humbling reality. Today's employer could be tomorrow's employee, and the wealthy individual could face financial difficulties in the future. Circumstances such as illness, economic shifts, or personal losses remind us that no one is immune to vulnerability. A wise individual understands this and approaches every interaction with kindness and equality, recognizing that roles are fleeting and do not define a person's worth. The need for separation, seeing oneself as fundamentally different or superior to others, is often a manifestation of the ego. The ego thrives on comparisons, seeking to elevate itself by diminishing others. This mindset not only fuels disrespect and inequality, but also blinds individuals to the shared humanity that connects us all. For example, a manager who treats their team members with condescension may believe that their authority grants them inherent superiority. This behavior often stems from insecurity, as the ego seeks validation through dominance. However, this approach undermines trust and collaboration, isolating the individual from meaningful relationships. In contrast, a leader who recognizes the interconnectedness of all roles fosters a culture of mutual respect. They understand that their position is not a reflection of greater worth, but of different responsibilities. Such individuals inspire loyalty and cooperation, as they treat everyone with dignity and value their contributions. A person who understands life's fluidity develops a consistent respect for all people, regardless of their roles. This perspective stems from humility, the recognition that we are all part of a larger whole, each contributing in unique ways. Whether interacting with a CEO or a janitor, a wise individual sees the inherent worth in every person. This respect extends beyond social or professional settings. It influences how one engages with family, friends, and strangers alike. Someone who values interconnectedness listens without judgment, offers help without expectation, and treats others as equals in the shared journey of life. For instance, a passenger who helps a fellow traveler struggling with heavy luggage demonstrates an understanding of mutual dependence. Such acts, though small, affirm the idea that our lives are intertwined and that our actions impact those around us. Conversely, mistreatment or disregard for others perpetuates division and resentment. It reinforces harmful hierarchies, making it harder for individuals to connect on a human level. Recognizing and honoring our shared humanity is essential for breaking these cycles and building a more equitable world. Understanding interconnectedness requires humility, empathy, and the ability to see beyond one's current position. It means recognizing that life's roles are temporary and that every individual, regardless of their status, contributes to the greater whole. By treating others with consistent respect and kindness, we not only affirm their worth, but also strengthen the bonds that unite us. In a world where power and success often take center stage, it is easy to lose sight of the profound importance of kindness and the small interactions that define our humanity. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that the truest reflections of character emerge. When external incentives such as recognition or reward are removed, a person's authentic values shine through. Kindness, when genuine, is not a calculated act, but a natural expression of one's inner self. A quiet yet powerful force that shapes the lives it touches. Those who consistently carry kindness in their hearts demonstrate it through every action, every word, and every choice. Their warmth and respect extend to everyone they encounter, regardless of status or circumstance. This unyielding commitment to treating others with dignity not only enriches individual relationships, but also creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to act with similar compassion. The legacy of such individuals transcends the fleeting accolades of power or success. Their character becomes a beacon, a guiding light that illuminates the path for others to follow. They remind us that true greatness lies not in dominance or ambition, but in the ability to uplift, respect, and connect with others on a deeply human level. It is these acts of kindness woven into the fabric of everyday life that leave the most profound and enduring impact